Well, an online article has taken the internet by storm with the simple title, Obituary, Great Barrier Reef, 25 million BC to 2016.
This article has been shared millions of times, but the question is it accurate? And joining us now to talk about the Great Barrier Reef and how much trouble it is in is ocean explorer and conservationist Fabien Cousteau. Fabien, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Certainly this grabbed our attention as it has millions. So let's get right to it. What is the current state of the Great Barrier Reef?
Well, that's a loaded question. It's in really bad shape. Is it time for the obituary? I think that was meant really to grab people's attention, but at the end of the day, we're facing a huge, monumental problem with climate change as it pertains to the oceans. And coral reefs are on the forefront of that impact.
What's been killing the coral reefs, the Great Barrier Reef, I should say?
Well, the Great Barrier Reef is the largest living structure that has ever existed on this planet. And it is now facing bleaching on a monumental level because of climate change, because of the warming of the seas in general and of the acidification that's happening.
What do you think about that article? Do you think it was responsible to put it out there? I mean, does it make one think that there's no hope when it comes to conservation?
You know, I have mixed feelings about approaching the topics on a level like they did, but in this day where no one pays attention anymore unless you shock them into focusing, I think it did what it wanted to, which was catch everyone's attention, but it also strips away any hope we have of fixing the problem.
It's like, what can you believe anymore? You know, what you read, it's so hard, it's so troubling. So what can we do?
Well, we have all the solutions at hand, right? I mean, we need to lower our CO2 emissions drastically in the next few years if we're even to stand a chance of having coral reefs around for the next generations. Right now, we're looking at 2050 for most of the coral reefs being dead or in great decline. And that's a huge problem for all the other flora and fauna under the sea.
You know, talking about the Great Barrier Reef, but also other reefs that have been impacted, can you come back from coral bleaching, or is this just like, permanent death?
Well, it's a great question. And as a matter of fact, coral is made up of two different aspects, right? The bony structure, the stony structure, which is calcium carbonate, and then the polyps, which are the colorful part of it, the zooxanthellae. And those get expelled when you have a climate-related event from the white stuff that you see when it's bleached. If the temperature normalizes quickly enough, a lot of times the polyps will come back to their homes, and so the bleaching may be temporary. If this happens for more than a month or two, then that coral dies permanently.
Okay, I hate to be a pessimist, but how realistic is it that we're going to really cut CO2 emissions that quickly?
It depends on the biggest countries that consume the most, right? And the United States is right there on the top of the list. So it's up to all of us to start looking at alternatives to cut down on that CO2 emissions. Cars, eating less red meat, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Can you talk about the importance of getting these reefs healthy again? Because it's not just about the fish, it's about all of us. We're all affected by this, and it's a signal.
Yeah, that human-ocean connection is an integral part of why we exist. And most of us are ignorant of the realities that if the oceans die, there's no way that our human population can be healthy and thrive or even economically viable. We take care of the oceans, we take care of ourselves. It's that simple.
All right, Fabien Cousteau, thank you for coming on. Of course, ocean explorer and conservatist, and good friend of the show and us as well.
Yeah, no, he gives us some great advice and some great things to think about as well.